like I've been saying, um, my phone, uh, hacking in general, they aren't really telling you how you're supposed to do it. They're not giving out all the articles. They just give you a whole bunch of SEO stuff. They always tell you, oh, well, if a hacker's on your network, they can do anything, whatever they want. It's just access and pivot onto your computer, and soon, your entire email and all your files are just going to be hacked. And they don't really give any clear examples of this. But with the help of artificial intelligence and the exploit database, I was able to hack into my own phone. Now, because I don't want to be a fearmonger and try to scare all you people, I will say that this was a pretty hard hack to do, and it probably wouldn't exist in the real world. First, I had to download a special app. Well, it's not a special app. It's an app that some people use. It's some sort of file explorer application. But the version that was the most vulnerable to this exploit was from 2019, and I had to find the specific APK to access that. Most likely, people are not using a phone from 2019, let alone a file manager application from 2019. And second of all, the people who download these file manager applications in the first place are mostly tech savvy people. Okay, people these days, and apparently this is some sort of a trend, and I even asked this on Reddit. Like, kids don't know how to use computers, right? They know how to use phones, but they don't know how to use like their computer's file manager, or like some people are typing up a college essay in Gmail or like whatever their email client was instead of like Word for some reason. But But I digress. Like, what I'm saying is these people don't know how to use file systems. The people who are tech illiterate probably don't even know that their phone has a file manager. Just use like the gallery or Google Photos or iCloud for everything like that. Now, if they did grow up on a Mac, I completely understand them. The Mac OS file system is horrendous. I've tried to use it. I'm like, what is this nonsense? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't look good at all. But the point is that people who download these file manager applications are mostly the people who will update the applications interested in tech. But anyway, if for some reason people have this file manager application on their phone, that is from 2019, so almost 7 years old, 6 years old application, haven't updated it, haven't changed their phone, then you have to be on their Wi-Fi network, because this exploit only works across Wi-Fi. It's just not a true remote exploit. You're not like you typing in the phone number, you type in whatever. No. And then you have to know how to use this exploit. And even on top of that, of course, because nothing ever works out for me, especially when it comes out to hacking, the exploit barely worked. Okay, so that's just the truth right there. So I'm just gonna lay it out for you all right here, so you guys don't think that this is a huge national security threat or something. Number one, you're using a 6-year-old application. Number two, the hacker has to be on your network. And number three, you have to hope and pray and cross your fingers that this exploit even works. So those are the three things that you need to have, which means this exploit could never happen to me because one, our Wi-Fi password is secure. Two, I don't have this app on my phone anymore. I never used this application, and I usually update my apps. And I even checked inside the database because to see what other apps are in there, and you didn't really see anything. And so let's get into how this hack works. So Pentest GPT is an AI assistant for penetration tests. Now, unfortunately, Pentest GPT, for some reason, is still having some of the same problems that ChatGPT has, where it's like, oh, I don't want to do this for you because it's illegal. Like, whoa, you're Pentest GPT. It's like your literal job. Do your job. But, it's easier to lie to than ChatGPT. ChatGPT will just straight up say, no, we're not doing this. But I was able to, and all I have to do is I'll search the database, the exploitdb.com, exploit-db.com. I'm actually going to show you on the screen exactly what I did here. So this is exploitdb.com. It's essentially shows all the exploits that people have found. So I filtered. This is an Android phone. I'm on the latest software that they offer, and then I clicked remote because if you have physical access to the device and the phone is already unlocked, just like, who cares? So anyway, I selected remote, and then I selected Android, and then yeah, there we go. That's it. And so those are my filters. And see, notice here, not a single vulnerability has been found or uploaded since 2022. Anyway, look at these. And then they didn't even find any in 2020. And in 2019, they found something for Android 7 to less than Android 9. So just 7 and 8 and 8.1. So, no one's even using it anymore. Here's the vulnerability that I use. From June 29th, 2021. ES File Explorer 4.1.9.7.4. So I'm not sure. Don't take this, but I'm assuming that if you have ES File Explorer 4.1.9.7.3, you'll be fine. So this is a very niche exploit here. But notice here on the screen, Everyone is so unhelpful in the hacking world. Notice on the screen. Does anyone know what to do with this? This just looks like a bunch of code. And, when I looked up, what are we supposed to do with the exploits and exploit database? Are we supposed to put this in some sort of software? Are we supposed to run it somewhere? Are we supposed to run it online? No one's going to tell you. What a noob. Whoa. Instructions, please? Like, how am I supposed to use this? In comes Pentest GPT. All I did was Control A, Control C. Inputted this, and it told me that I have to download it. Well, usually there's a download button. Where is it? Yes, here it is. So click the download button. Here it is, and this will download as a Python file. And just for context, make sure you guys rename it to whatever the Pentest GPT wants you to rename it, because then it's going to give you a list of commands that you need to run. So, unfortunately, for some reason, Python, you can't just double click on it and it will run. And unfortunately, there's no GUI. Why do we have to type in all these random commands? Why can't there be a GUI? Who knows? But what you have to do is you have to go to your folder, and then you have to click open inside a terminal or something like that. So I go through how you create an account on the site, and here's a free Pentest pro tip. Sorry, Pentest GPT and Hacker AI are essentially the same thing, or like the same site, but you can create an account on both sites, and you'll get twice the amount of prompts. So if you create one on Pentest GPT and you run out of your free prompt, you don't want to pay $20 a month, just move over to Hacker AI, and then vice versa. They don't communicate with each other, so you get the extra prompts for free. Copy and paste the site and the code into AI, and then it'll tell you what to download it and run the commands inside the terminal. And then ask the AI what commands are available. And once I asked the AI what the commands were available, let's see if I can pull up the exact chat that I used. I wanted to share the chat with you, but unfortunately it doesn't have that kind of feature. ChatGPT has that feature. Pentest GPT does not. So here is the ES File Explorer exploit thing that I use too. And another good thing is that you can ask it questions for all the errors that you will get, because it's Linux and Python, and you will always get errors in Linux and Python. I have never once tried to install anything on Linux, and I once tried to hack anything without getting at least one error. I'm always getting errors. It's ridiculous. People are like, oh, you have Linux on desktop is here. No, it's not. Linux on desktop will never come, ever, because it's an incompetent system and it barely works, and you have to type in all these ridiculous commands. All right, anyway, so you can see I copied and pasted the entire thing, and it tells me what to do. So it said I had to have my File Explorer thing. It says the app opens a port, and at first I was like, wait, no, this is ridiculous. But it says the app itself opens the port, so it's not like the user has to open a port themselves. And you save it as exploit.py. And then you'll just type this into Windows Terminal, and then you'll click this. And the smart thing is, because I always hate how the hacking websites have these brackets, you don't know if you need the brackets, you don't know if you don't need them. You can just say, hey, I want this command, and you can find your IP just using some sort of IP scanner, right? Or I even went onto my phone itself and checked its IP, went into settings, and I typed in my IP address. This is, of course, the Wi-Fi local IP address, so it doesn't really matter. And then it will list all the commands that you can get. And look at the commands that you get. Now, only some of these worked. List pics worked. List files, I don't think that worked. I didn't try list apps. Get file, I tried that. It didn't download, unfortunately. But it's pretty cool. So I put in my C Python path, whatever this error is here. I don't know what it is. If I went to Reddit, if I went to Stack Exchange, they'd all laugh at me like, ha ha ha, it wasn't it. You can't even run this Python stack correctly. So then it told me exactly what the error was, and it says that the port wasn't open. So I had to win and go check. The port was open. I pinged my IP address, and then I even ran a ZenMap scan. I like GUIs. So ZenMap is the GUI for the Nmap, and it's here on Windows. And then I checked to make sure that I had the correct IP address, had it do the troubleshooting, and then I put in some other error as well. It told me. So anyway, just a whole bunch of debugging here. And I tried another command, and when I tried Python, and I changed my name to get device info to my thing, I found out that yes, the ports were connected, and that I was able to connect to my device. So yes, I was able to officially hack into my device, and later I was able to use the list pictures command to list all the pictures that I had on my device. Now this did not access anything in secure folder, of course, but it was able to access all the pictures, but it didn't show. I still would have to download the pictures if I wanted them. So I tried the download command, and unfortunately, of course, that did not run. But this does show that you know, phones are still hackable. Still interesting stuff coming out of here. And this would not have been possible without Pinterest GPT, because no one teaches you anything anymore. It's all filled with a whole bunch of SEO infused slop. And this is all because of course, they want to gatekeep, and of course, they want to keep the world secure. But this doesn't really do anything like that. All right. Now, talking about kids and hackers and teenagers on the internet and stuff like that, you might be thinking, hey, this is where parental controls would come in. And of course, we took a whole stand against that. But